Hello everybody, welcome again to the classes on the statistical mechanics. We are continuing our discussion with the grand canonical ensemble formalism. Today we look at the density and energy fluctuations in the grand canonical ensemble. Now in the grand canonical ensemble, we know the energy and number of particles are varying. Okay, in microcanonical ensemble, we know the energy is fixed, volume, number of particles are fixed, but when it comes to canonical ensemble, the energy varies. In grand canonical ensemble, energy and number of particles varies from system to system in the ensemble. But as far as the thermodynamics is concerned, the results that we get in the grand canonical ensemble and from microcanonical ensemble formalism or canonical ensemble formalism, the results are identical. We did the classical ideal gas problem in microcanonical, canonical and grand canonical ensemble. The results that we are getting are actually identical. So all these formalisms, in one formalism in microcanonical ensemble, the energy, volume, number of particles are fixed. In canonical ensemble, energy is varying. In grand canonical ensemble, energy, number of particles are varying. But we are getting the identical results when we analyze a problem in all these ensembles. Okay, so the behavior of a given physical system is practically same whether it belongs to microcanonical or canonical or grand canonical ensemble. So the basic reason for this is the relative fluctuations. If we calculate the relative fluctuations in the values of the quantities that vary from member to member in the ensemble, the relative fluctuation is actually very negligible, very small. Okay, we have already seen this in the case of the canonical ensemble, where we saw the relative fluctuation in energy is very small, it's very negligible. Okay, so that we did in the canonical ensemble. Now to establish this point in the grand canonical ensemble, we evaluate the relative fluctuation in particle density, which is essentially the relative fluctuation in the number of particles. Particle density is number of particles over volume. Volume is fixed here. So we calculate the relative fluctuation in particle density, which is essentially the relative fluctuation in the number of particles, and also we calculate the relative fluctuation in energy, okay, in the grand canonical ensemble, and we will see the relative fluctuation in the particle density and relative fluctuation in the energy is very small, it's negligible in the grand canonical ensemble. So we are getting the same result that we obtained in the canonical ensemble, where the energy fluctuation is very negligible. So first of all, let's look at the density fluctuation in the grand canonical ensemble. We start with the average number of particles. As we saw in the last class, this is equal to sigma rs nr e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta es over sigma rs e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta es. Here we know this quantity is the probability. Okay, so PR nr, summation over all possible states, that will give you the average number of particles in the system. Now we are partially differentiating this with respect to alpha. Okay, partially differentiating this average number of particles with respect to alpha, where beta and ES are kept constant. Beta means the temperature is kept constant. Yes, actually that means the volume is kept constant. So anyway, dou n by dou alpha, we have to apply product rule here because alpha comes here in the numerator as well as in the denominator in 2 times. So we have to apply the product rule. So as we apply the product rule, we will get 2 terms here. Here first we are keeping this 1 by sigma rs e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta s fixed and differentiating this. So minus nr will come outside. So minus nr square. And here we keep this numerator fixed and differentiating this. So minus 1 by sigma rs e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta s square, and then we have to again differentiate this. So I will get sigma rs minus nr e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta s. Okay, so this is basically I am taking this minus sign outside. So sigma rs, here I will have nr square. Okay, and the remaining terms like this. And here we have sigma rs nr e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta s square over sigma rs e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta s square here. Okay, so this is basically a minus of the average value of n square, because here we have nr square. Okay, so this is the average value of n square, the square of the particle number. This is actually the average number of average particle number square. Okay, this is average particle number square. So this is equal to minus of n square average, n square average minus n average square. This is, you know, n square average minus n average square is the fluctuation, the square of the average of the square of the fluctuation, or square of the fluctuation average. Okay, so this delta n is the fluctuation square average. So from this I can write, I started from dou by dou alpha of n, the average number of particles, and I am getting that is equal to negative of the average of the square of the fluctuation. So square of the fluctuation average, or average of the square of the fluctuation, is minus dou by dou alpha of n bar. And then I change this partial derivative with respect to alpha to mu. We know alpha is minus mu over kt, so dou alpha is minus dou mu over kt. So for dou alpha I can write minus dou mu over kt. So this will be the average value of the square of the fluctuation, that will be equal to kt dou n dou mu, where temperature constant, volume constant. Okay, beta constant, we started with beta constant and ES constant. Beta constant means temperature constant, ES constant means volume constant, because the energy states depends on the volume. So this is our delta, the average value of the square of the fluctuation. Now the relative mean square fluctuation. Okay, this is mean square fluctuation. Relative mean square fluctuation means you divide it with the n square. Okay, this is actually square of the fluctuation. Okay, average value of the square of the fluctuation. So you to find relative mean square fluctuation, I am dividing this with the square of the average value. So, okay, square of the average value of n. So this is the relative mean square fluctuation. So that will be equal to kt over n bar square dou n bar dou mu dv. So this is the relative mean square fluctuation. Now relative mean square fluctuation in particle density. We are converting this into particle density. Particle density is small n equal to capital N by V. So as we divide this n with the volume, we will get the particle density. So what we do here is we have this delta n bar square by n bar square. Okay, we are dividing both the numerator and denominator by volume square. Okay, if you divide both numerator and denominator by volume square, v square, you will get, because n is capital N by v, so I divide this with the volume square. I also divide this with volume square, so I will get the particle density here. So from this I am converting into particle density. So average value of delta n square over average value of n square is kT n bar square dou n bar dou nu, where temperature, volume are fixed. Now we are writing these terms on the right hand side in terms of this variable small v, which we call specific volume, okay, which is volume by number of particles. Actually volume of one particle, that is the specific volume. So total volume by the average number of particles here. So for that what I do is I insert a v square here and here. Okay, v square are inserted here and here. So the v square by n bar square, that is small v square, that I am writing here, small v square, and v square remains here. This v square, capital V square, remains here. And here for dou n bar I am writing like this, dou v over v by n bar. So this v will get cancelled, n bar will go over on the top, so we will get back this. So I am changing this as dou v over v by n. Okay, now this v that's fixed, that will go outside the differential, it will combine with this v square here, so I will have v here. So I am essentially getting kT v square, kT small v square over v, the capital volume, dou differential of 1 by v, okay, 1 by v dou mu, and t and v are fixed. So I have to differentiate this, so I will get minus 1 by v square. Okay, as I differentiate this, I will get minus 1 by v square dou v, dou small v by dou mu, when temperature and volume are fixed. So this small v square will get cancelled, so I will finally get minus kT by v dou v by dou mu, when temperature is fixed. So this term, the relative mean square fluctuation in particle density, this is relative mean square fluctuation in particle density, that is equal to minus kT by v dou v by dou mu, when temperature is fixed. Okay, now to understand this dou v by dou mu, we are writing, we know G, the Gibbs free energy, is A plus PV. So G is n mu, that we know. G is number of particles times the chemical potential. A is U minus Ts, this is plus PV. Now we are taking differentials on both sides. So this will be n d mu plus dn mu. This is du minus tds minus sdt plus pdv plus vdp. And we know dq, all these equations that we have previously used. So dq is equal to tds, that is equal to du plus pdv minus vdn. So du will be tds minus pdv plus mu dn. That I am substituting here. For du I am giving tds minus pdv plus mu dn. So what will happen? Many terms will get cancelled. So finally I will get n d mu equal to minus sdt plus vdp. N d mu is equal to minus sdt plus vdp. Now I am dividing this entire equation by n. So I will have d mu here. Here I will have minus small s. This is s, capital S, by n. Okay, the entropy per particle, that is the small s. dt plus vdp, small v, is the specific volume, v by n. Now if temperature is constant, temperature is fixed, dt will be 0. So d mu is equal to small v dp. So change in chemical potential is equal to the specific volume into dp, where where P is the pressure. So for d mu, here I have d mu here in the expression A, d mu or dou mu. For dou mu I can write V dou P. So I am writing V small v dou P here. So the relative mean square fluctuation is minus kT by V 1 by V dou V by dou P T, and this thing is minus 1 by V dou P when temperature fixed. That is called the isothermal compressibility of the system. Okay, that is the isothermal compressibility of the system, kT. So relative mean square fluctuation is kT by V volume. This is kT, that the isothermal compressibility of the system. So this is the relative mean square fluctuation. Now relative root mean square fluctuation, for that I have to take square root, relative root mean square fluctuation. So that is given by this. Okay, relative mean square fluctuation is this. This is the root mean square fluctuation. Sorry, yes, relative root mean. This is root mean square fluctuation, and then I divide it by n bar. So I have relative root mean square fluctuation, that is root of kT by V, kT. Okay, the isothermal compressibility. Here the volume is of the order of n. Okay, actually it is of the order of n, and so these are all constants. So we can say the relative root mean square fluctuation is of the order of n to the power half. Okay, because volume is of the order of n, this will be the relative root mean square fluctuation is of the order of n to the power minus half. Okay, of the order of n to the power minus half. We know n is very large. In statistical mechanics, n is very large, and hence this is negligible. So relative root mean square fluctuation in the particle density from member to member in the Grand Canonical Ensemble is very, very small, it's negligible. Since the particle density is fluctuation is very small, the number of particles, the variation or the fluctuation in the number of particles is also